Good morning, everybody. It's been a great pleasure for me to meet you again in our English program. Last week we discussed about, and today we are going to continue with the new one. It's about, and the goals of our learning for today are. Well, before we go to our main topic, let's take a look at back our previous lesson about analytical exposition tags. Analytical exposition text is a text that elaborates the writer's idea about the phenomenon surrounding. Its social function is to persuade the reader that the idea is important matter and to analyze the topic that the thesis opinion is correct by developing an argument to support it. There are three parts of generic structure of analytical exposition text. They are thesis, argument, and reiteration. Here are the language features of analytical exposition text. I believe that your understanding about analytical exposition is much better now. Well, now let's come to our main topic, that is hortatory exposition text. But first of all, I would like to ask you, do you ever read an article which has an invitation to do something in it? Certainly, in that time you are reading an example of text belong to hortatory exposition text. Exposition? It seems the same as analytical exposition text, doesn't it? Yes, of course it is. Hortatory exposition and analytical exposition are texts belong to one class, but they are different. Well, to understand more about what is hortatory exposition text and how to create this kind of text and what are the similarities and differences with the analytical exposition text, on this occasion I will present an explanation of hortatory exposition text. As analytical exposition text, hortatory exposition text is a kind of English text that belongs to the argumentative text. Hortatory exposition is a type of English text which represents the author's attempt to influence the reader to do something or act in a particular way. In hortatory exposition text, the authors give some opinions about certain things to reinforce the main idea of the text. Unlike analytical exposition text, hortatory exposition text presents recommendation in the end of paragraph of hortatory exposition text. In this recommendation, the author tries to invite and persuade the reader to do something. This is very different from the analytical exposition, which puts reiteration or rewrites the main idea of the text as the closing of the text without invitation or recommendation. Well, let's take a look at back the definition of hortatory exposition text that is usually mentioned in the Indonesian English books. Hortatory exposition is a text which represents the attempt of the writer to have the addressee do something or act in a certain way. There are three parts of generic structure of hortatory exposition text. They are thesis, it is the writer's point of view about the topic discussed, and then arguments, the series of arguments which strengthen the thesis stated before, and recommendation. Here the writer gives recommendation to the reader. Social function of hortatory exposition text. Hortatory exposition text is used to persuade the reader or listener that something should or should not be the case or be done. Here are the language features of hortatory exposition tags. Here is the conclusion. Well, now to test your understanding about today's lesson, please answer the following questions based on the text given. Finally, thank you very much for joining this learning program. We'll meet again in the next lesson. Have a nice day and goodbye.